Well, we're back at it again. It did something funky there. It didn't want to pop off, but I crawled back under there and put my pipe back on now that it's not going to freeze it completely hard for 2 or 3 weeks. That way the pop-off valve can let a little bit of water out. This is what it does. It's used, so probably need to flush that tank out and put a new rod in it. It's got a rod that goes down through the top of that hot water tank, and it dissolves to keep from putting a hole in the tank. Well, we got a little bit of fuel left. I'm gonna try to get this. You can see what it does, man. This makes like the 10th time. I looked at the kerosene prices, and the last time I looked, it was $6.10. It's like $3.50 up here at the gas station. And to drive all the way that far, and they got a bulk plant, but man, to go up to the bulk plant, you know, they're open like 3 days a week. It's got banker hours. They're open like 3-4 hours. It ain't nothing. But we're gonna slap it back in there. Probably only gonna need it for a couple days. I think that's about all the fuel I got left anyhow. But the little inside heater, it took and been like you set the thermostat and it'll kick it off, or it will kick off. But there's the driveway after the next day. A little bit of rain. You can see we got a little bit of this rock here to clean up. Yeah, a little rock to clean up right there. There's the bulk of it. I call that a rough end job. You can see that's not bad, you know. I can deal with that. But this little heater in here, I got it off of Amazon. And it does okay. But, you know, I got a little spot on here to where I just got it right here. It says comfy. You know, you can turn it about right there and it feels good. Kick off and on. But the other night, man, I don't know. It just kind of, I don't know. It kind of made a sizzling sound. It kind of scared me. So, gonna have to figure out what to do with the heat next year. It's still gonna be cold for a little while, I think. But it's like flooding it out. I think it needs another gasket. You know, it's a little bit of fuel in there, not bad. I've been kind of patching the gasket together. I mean, to take that thing apart a bunch of times, it's $20 for a gasket. Might need a gasket. Might need this board too. I've seen a couple people that put this new circuit board on there, but that's like $50 to do this, and to do a instead of Celsius, it does it in Fahrenheit for the board. It's another $50, so that adds another $100 to it, and you know, that's what I paid for it. So I don't think I'm really too worried about it. Plus the gasket set, I did a lot to get it in there, plus buying a AC/DC converter. Now it did good for about a year. No complaints with the kerosene. I bragged on it every day. But if you're using diesel fuel, you know, you got to cook this little pipe out. The part number's DC, I think it's 2020, DC 2020 on it. I don't know. Yeah, DC 2020 right there. That's the part number on it. I might try to get a new tube. I might throw a set of gaskets at it. I mean, I'm invested. It is great heat, but I like to be able to kick it off and on as needed. And you start sweating, man, there's only so much of that you can take till you either turn on the AC, which is a waste, or just open the door like it is right now. Not a bad deal. That's not a bad deal to turn on the AC or open the door because the bugs ain't out. But you know, it hit 80 yesterday. You know, we got a lot of this cleaned up. I cleaned up the brush pile. I picked up for the dogs. I've got the so finished on the greenhouse. Had to put some chairs around. They started to destroy it there, and I got on them. Still nothing come up right there. Rolled the dice. I think it got too cold. Might have wasted those seeds, but I didn't put them all out. Still going to probably buy 2 more packs of corn. I overplant corn for the animals too. Dogs like to eat corn cobs. Got the driveway slicked up. Well, Carl, I'm glad he jumped in there. He said it was bothering me. It was starting to bother me too. It'd been a while. And you know, to get the Jeep in and out, I got the Jeep fixed. Had to put the wheel bearing on it. You know, that wheel bearing won't let the four-wheel drive work or nothing. And it had the four-wheel drive locked in, so it's hard on a feller. The brakes are working good. I feel good. I set it out here and let the rain hit this wheel some, hoping to maybe get some more of that grime off. They got another thing I was going to try. It's called acid on TikTok Shop. That stuff's almost 20 bucks. I might try to get local. I don't want to pay no shipping, but I do get coupons from the daily activities. You click on those daily activities, man, and shucks, you can earn up to 50 bucks. It goes $1 a day, $4 sometimes, just checking in every day. You don't have to play. Then I throwed some steel down to kind of hold the cardboard, and I had the chairs flipped up so I could put some stuff out here. Now I got a piece of plastic, but in all honesty, I don't think it's enough. It's just like remodeler's plastic from the dollar store. It's like $1, $1.25 a roll. It's enough to do all that. But I want to put some chicken wire around it, all the way up to that, and then put some heavy, like a heavy 12 mil UV rated plastic. And really, I hope I can get enough to do the sides up too. Maybe for next year. You probably have to, I think it'll last like 3-4 years. So you can do the top, do the chicken wire, and do the plastic on it. Then maybe find me an old window or something, or two. And if I could find something like one of those, they got those solar, or not solar, but it's like a hot house vent. It'll open once it gets so hot, and it'll keep from getting too hot and cooking the plants. You know, you don't want it above 90, but you want it above 65 or so. About 65. I mean, you could put a heating mat in there, but man, to run power and all that, it'd be too much. And with the car down here, I'm thinking I was going to give it to Sis. I don't know. I mean, I've seen her get stuff, and you know, I don't want to talk down on nobody, but they've run it into the ground, or you know, want to borrow it. You know, they put 1 million miles on a vehicle in a year. I fixed a little Ford car, Focus, and they were pulling parts off of it. I looked at the part the day before, and you know, they're swapping out car parts on the car that I was building for the ex-wife, and thought it was funny. And I just looked at the freaking wheel bearing before they unbolted and put it back. Oh yeah, it needs a wheel bearing. Well, you know, yeah, I guess it's gonna have to set. Put a transmission in it, and they put like 40,000 miles on it, and they was trying to find out where I'd took it at and fixed it, trying to say I'd fixed it and everything else. I build transmissions, used to. I mean, it ain't no thing to put a clutch pack in one and everything, but they put the wrong type of transmission fluid in it. But the dogs are doing good. I don't want to get into talking them down on nobody. I'm a positive up person. If they're nasty, I'm not going to be nasty. Just look at that tank right there, boy. Snuggled in. Got them some straw. Oh, yeah. Plenty of food. Got them a nice little spot. They got the doghouse up here. They've actually started using the doghouse. I cleaned most of this up. Still a little trash. There's the back side of the greenhouse. Nothing fancy. I'm probably going to try to get a lot of this away from it. Really wanted to come over here on this side, build a box, maybe do some green beans. I've got some F1 watermelons, 2 types of pumpkins, cilantro, all that. You know, quite a bit of stuff. I wanted some Brussels sprouts too. I like those boiled or steamed. And then I wanted to do like a raised bed garden here. If I could talk one of the old timers in to let me bum the tractor, I'd dig that out and just level it up. Maybe throw a little dirt over there. You know, going to be doing chicken wire or whatever. Get this cleaned up. I'd like to do either a hoop house or a raised garden bed right here. I seen way a guy put one together with cattle panels. It was like a 4x10 just for seedlings. And he said it was cheap. He got the extra long heat mats, and he had one little grow light in the top of it, and it hit everything. He said it did really good. And you get started about February with everything. And even like if you had this done, you go ahead and switch over. If it's in a gallon pot, it'll stay good. You know, I see people in Alaska grow stuff that, man, it's cold. They might get limp, but they get a better start when they're bigger. That's all the yapping. I'm hoping to get this little heater going today. Shouldn't be too bad. You just gotta smoke it out. That went out on me. But you gotta smoke it out till it's gets done smoking.